the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here for your spectacular Monday night super speedway racing action as the OP Racing Premier Series brings you the St. Paddy's Day Pot of Gold 250 here tonight at the illustrious, the prestigious, the oh-so-fast Daytona Superspeedway. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is KR Stoltzfus, and in the booth, none other than the wordsmith himself, Al Smith Jr.
Well, thank you, KR, for such the luxurious introduction here to the Daytona International Speedway. Proud to be up in the booth with you here tonight as we get ready to celebrate St. Paddy's Day a little bit later this week with the St. Paddy's Day Pot of Gold 250. Really looking forward to tonight's racing action. Over 35 cars registered at the gate tonight. They're going to ready to put on one heck of a show like they have the first 3 weeks.
We are getting ready to head into qualifying, and so far this season we've had 3 different races with 3 different winners. Only 2 of those guys are locked into the points. Josh Milam winning the season opening race, still looking for his first win to lock himself in, but worry not, still have a lot of racing to go in this 12 race regular season before it is all said and done for those playoff drivers. So with qualifying getting underway, Al, there's a lot to see here. Drivers have 10 minutes to turn 2 laps.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Put your best 2 laps into the race for tonight's race here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway. So the first cars getting up onto the racetrack is the number 7 of Josh Milam. And Milam up on the racetrack working that outside groove off of turn number 4, coming to the green flag will be for his first lap, KR. And it's ever so important. I know a lot of people say, well, qualifying is not that important on Super Speedway. Well, here at the Daytona International Speedway, it kind of is. The track's a little bit narrower, not as wide as, say, a Talladega, not as wide as the iRacing Super Speedway, which we will see in 1 week's time. So this track could come down to where you qualify and how, if you can stay and manage up front. You alluded to it. 3 different winners in 3 different weeks. 2 of them are locked into the playoffs. We have plenty of spots left open. Will we get a 4th different winner here tonight? They'll all be determined after this qualifying session.
Zach Fritsch in the 12 on the clock for his qualifying effort. Last week's race winner. Old Fritchie getting it done. We'll see if he can pull it off and go for the 2 in a row. Very rare that happens here on OP on Monday night, but it is not rare enough that we can't say it'll never ever happen. As times are coming in, your pole sitter for the moment, well, it was David Booth, but now it is Zach Workman with a 50.25.
Times are going to come in fast and furious. Workman up on the front of this one. And now it'll go to Joe Delavecchia. He's going to put down a fast time. And as I'm saying that, how about Sebastian Marin? We've seen the driver this 23KR week in and week out be very quick up front in the stages, but not able to close the deal. Could tonight be that night if the 23 parks it in victory lane?
Rick Seabrands in the salmon pink number 4. or whatever you want to call that color. Still don't know what the color is. The 11th position going to Rick Seabrands for the moment. Marin on top of the leaderboard. Randall Cobb in the 52. He is on his first time lap as he begins to roll around the speedway. And the season champion, the defending season champion, Jim Mayer, out on the speedway in his 95 Alliance Motorsports machine.
Just taking the green flag, hugging that inside line with that beautifully painted silver. And how about the metallic blue on that car? Yeah, I still like it. Kept it from last time we saw it. I'm digging the paint scheme.
It's a good little paint scheme. Wish we knew who did it.
I'm surprised you don't have that tidbit.
I don't have that tidbit, no. Richard Kuhn in the 47, one of our rookie drivers here on Monday night, making his way around the speedway as he is on the clock. Randall Cobb moved up into 8th place with his qualifying effort.
Mayer is going to go 10th quick on his lap, so Jim Mayer is going to slot into the 10th spot. So far, 21 of our drivers have put in a time. Plenty of drivers out on the racetrack. One car coming to the line is Les Levy, working through turns 3 and 4 right now, and that number 62, checkered flag, sponsored 62. Off of turn number 4, coming to the stripe. Let's see where Levy will get put into the running order here, down to the inside. And it looks like Les Levy is going to jump into that 14th position with his qualifying time. All chasing Sebastian Marin with a 50.22 as we have more cars out on the racetrack.
We do have quite a few cars making their way around. Gabe Butler in the 88 just crossing the start-finish line as he begins his qualifying effort. The 88 into turn number 1, down on the bottom. Your top 5 right now: Sebastian Marin, Joey D, Zach Workman, David Booth, and Peter DeBorgia on those top 5 spots for the moment. But that could change with Gabe Butler, Mark Mann, Logan Helton, and Derek Conley all set to hit their qualifying times. These are drivers who are known for pole positions.
Right now, Sebastian Marin holding his breath, trying to see as Derek Conley is going to go to the 10th spot. Meanwhile, it is Gabe Butler coming to the line. Where will that 88 Guinness sponsored car go? He'll go 4th quick for Gabe Butler. Mark Mann sliding into that 10th spot. Logan Helton coming across the line, KR, and it looks like Helton will jump up to 3rd quick for the driver of the 63.
So the 63 moves into the inside of row number 2 for the moment. The 33 of Jeff Crosby out on the speedway. He is about ready to take the green flag for his qualifying effort. 32 drivers have taken a time so far. We still have just a handful of drivers left, but quite the field we got here tonight, Al.
Yeah, right now I believe we're sitting at about 41 cars if my quick math and my eyesight doesn't get me wrong. 41 or 42 is the quick math count. KR is Jeffrey Crosby working down the back stretch, trying to beat Sebastian Marin's 50.22 seconds. 3 minutes left in qualifying to get the lap in. And looks like Bob Lacavera going to cross the stripe here. Let's see where that 5 car will cross the stripe. Lacavera getting his time in. He'll jump to the 25th spot. 25th out of 33. So Crosby going to cross the line as well, this time through the tri-oval. Let's see where Crosby, very good qualifier, he'll jump up to the 15th position. That was your last car on track. Looks like Cody Ober going to start to get up to speed with just 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining.
Qualifying starting to run down, and that means we're going to take a moment to give a shout out to some of our fans in YouTube chat. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Liberty Fires making his first race this year, I do believe. Liberty, how you been? Haven't got to talk to you in a while. Congratulations on finding your way back to this broadcast. And of course, Zach Fritchie chiming in. But that guy.
Well, he's not wrong.
No. With all of that being said, why don't we go ahead and step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's Pot of Gold 250 starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are taking to the grid, and that means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup for the Pot of Gold 250. And on the inside of row number 1 with a time of 50.220, that is none other than Sebastian Marin in the 23. On his outside, Joe Della Vecchia in the 052. Row number 2 going to be made up of Logan Helton in the 63 and Zach Workman in the 19. Row 3 will be the 88 of Gabe Butler from Meteor Racing and David Booth in the 77 from Checkered Flag Motorsports. Row number 4, Peter DeBorgia in the 40, and on the outside, Hunter Reynolds in the Reynolds Wrap 26. Row number 5 will be the 27 of Sean Stevens and the 7 of Josh Milam.
Your makeup of row number 6 is going to be the 04 of Mark Mann with an Alliance Motorsports entry. Outside of him is dancer partner for Meteor Racing, Eric Laurie, in car number 071. Derek Conley will start on the inside of row number 7 in the Fuel Sim Racing, number 28. And outside him, the Buck Wild Racing, car number 52. It is Randall Cobb. Starting on the inside of row number 8 will be Jeffrey Crosby Jr. in that Skull Bandit number 33. And the outside of him, the number 47 of Richard Kuhn. Starting 17th will be Tyler Miller in car number 24. Outside of him, the 95 of Jim Mayer, the Alliance Motorsports entry. Starting on the inside of row number 10, when the J Concepts Esports number 2, that'll be JD Crow, and outside of him, the Checker Flag Motorsports entry of Les Levy.
Row number 11 going to be the 73 of Jared Forbes, and on the outside of row 11, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Row 12 going to be Rick Seabrands and Dave Hunt. Row number 13 going to be the 51 of Travis Elliott, and on his outside, that is the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Row 14 going to be Bob Lacavera, and on the outside of row 14, that is the 46 of David Overstreet. Cody Ober and Dustin Barber going to make up row number 15.
Your 29th or your 31st starter will be the ARC Racing number 13 of Andy Brigante outside of him. The number 35 of Doug Rice. Alex Green will roll off 33rd, 34th. We'll go to last week's winner, Zach Fritz, in car number 12. John McCarrick and Jeremy Funk will start 35th and 36th. Cody Eldred out of my state, New York, will start 37th. The Alliance Motorsports entry, number 44, Anthony English, will roll 38. And shotgun on the field, car number, I believe that is 82. That is Dan Harrington, starting 39th for Meteor Racing. That's your 39 car field. Someone will find the pot of gold here tonight after 250 miles, 1 hour laps of action coming at you for the OP Super Speedway Premier Series.
Lights are out on the safety vehicle. It dives down on the pit road. Sebastian Merritt and Joey Delavecchia bring out the green flag, and away we go here tonight as the field gets up to speed for the first time here on Monday night in the Pot of Gold 250. Down into turn 1. Sebastian Merritt has the advantage for the moment, but that High Times uses the high side to try and build some momentum, but Zach Workman dives down to the inside very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly, and you'll also notice that the track crew did a magnificent job. If you were with us 1 week ago, we were on a very rough Daytona Super Speedway. Well, now it's very smooth as Marin gonna lead into turn number 3 for the first time. Inside line, 4 cars have broken out of that 2x2 mark. You look all the way back there to the 40 at the Borgia. He's working the inside. Delavecchia working the outside as they all jostle for positions. It'll be Marin leading lap number 1.
Sebastian Marin leads the first lap of the race. We'll see how this plays out. This is going to have 3 stages here tonight. Stage number 1 ending at the completion of lap 25. Stage 2 ending at the completion of lap 50. Those stage points are going to be very important all season long.
Well, I think Marin leads the charge with getting those stage point win, unable to close the deal so far this season. He'll tonight be the night. 10 fast times still leading this race, but now even rows of 2 just like they were pacing, but this is at 180 plus miles an hour as they come through the tribal. Looks like Logan Helton gonna sneak out. He'll lead that lap at the line. So Helton's gonna be our second race leader so far. How about Workman right back there in the inside, that number 19 automobile. Fast the last couple weeks, has not been able to close the deal out. PR always seems to be at the wrong spot and on time. Could tonight be the night that the Instacart number 19 gets to the victory lane?
We're gonna find out. Fastest lap of the race being turned by the 50 is Sean McCarrick as he is down deep in the running order. A 46.55 being turned for that fast lap time. However, that's probably going to change here in a little bit as they head to the start-finish line once again. Logan Helton in the 63, edging that nose out just a little bit. And the drivers flash across the start-finish line. We'll see who has a better lap this time around, and nobody does. So our race cars starting to get up to full speed.
That's right, and it's the reason it's fast is there's a blue oval out there, so hopefully we'll see one of those parked in victory lane. As you know, I like my blue ovals, KR.
For some reason, not sure why. Going on board with the 35 of Doug Rice. He is down the running order as the front of the field is in chaos. Caution flag coming out. Peter DeBorgia involved, Randall Cobb, Mark Mann, Gabe Butler, several race cars involved. A big checkup happening. Doug Rice got into the back of a couple of cars trying to get everyone slowed down. The yellow flag has come out. Let's see if we can figure out what happened on this one. So we're riding on board the 4 of Rick Seabrand's. At the back here, you can see everyone getting crossed up. Heavy impact there for the 40 into the outside wall. Peter DeBorgia getting involved as well. Andy Brigante faced the wrong way.
It looks like it started up front with Marin, believe it or not. KR Sebastian Marin looked like might have tangled, and then everybody checked up behind there. Maybe some contact between himself and the 052 of Della Vecchia.
Taking one more look at this one. Backed up just a little bit. The yellow flag comes out for the first time, and everyone hitting pit road within our window to make it to the end of the fuel run. And there you see it going into the corner. The 23 and the 052 get together, and then everyone stacks up behind them.
The tough break early on, so these drivers are going to have to pull out the backup cars early on here with only 5 laps completed, and everybody coming down pit road. I say everybody, KR, that's everybody. All 39 cars have come down pit road to get some kind of attention done to the race cars, whether it's fuel and tires. So that really is going to jack up the field here early on in this pot of gold 250.
On board with JD Crow for one more look. Being requested to do on board with the 21 of Daniel Holloway. So let's take a look at this. On board with the Nilla Wafers 21. He is hard on the binders and self-cleaning track. He's able to drive right on through.
But that was one that I noticed as, whew, that was close there, but everybody doing a good job slowing up. It could have been much bigger than what it actually was. And I mean, it was still big enough. It took a lot of fast drivers up at the front of this one. But everybody doing a good job slowing up, letting the wreck kind of wash itself down the racetrack. And that's hard to do when you're doing 190 miles an hour.
That it is. So with that being said, guys, we're going to step away for just a quick moment. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field is getting ready to take off once again. Drivers had hit pit road to top off. Josh Milam gave up the race lead to get a little extra splash of fuel. That is going to put the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 28 of Derek Conley on the front row. So a lockout from Fuel Sim Racing on row number 1 for our first restart of the night.
It's an all Ford front row.
Al, are you trying to make me sick?
No, I mean, you already are, you know, but that's for probably not on-air conversation. Well, anyway, we want to thank everybody for tuning on in here tonight as the pace truck car is going to make the hard left-hand turn, get to the safe haven of pit road. As the field's still working to get doubled up here, it is Reynolds and Conley up on the front row into the restart zone. Then we are back underway here with the pot of the gold 250. It is Conley going to get a good start on the outside, but Reynolds able to keep pace with him down here in the turn number 1.
as they head off into turn number 1 side by side. Those FSR teammates continue to work together and will continue to work together to try and keep everyone behind them. They're some of the best at doing that, but I'll tell you what, there's a very fast group of cars who would love nothing more than to get out in front of them.
It was a time. It looks like, look at McCarrick up there into the 3rd spot. He set fast time so far in this race, sits there in the 3rd spot. Here comes Seabrands with that Yeti number 4, keeping it cool on the inside of that number 4, trying to make its way through the tri-oval inside the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Rick Seabrands with that number 4. It's a good-looking Yeti automobile down to the turn number 1.
That blue and white Yeti. Had to redo the paint schemes that everyone had. Had to get some new files. Thank you, Al, for letting me know that what I was looking at was not correct.
It's all right, KR. Sometimes it happens here. You know, these guys leave their dirty files in our folders, and that's the end of that. You know, so but great action up front. Reynolds able to put the nose back on front. McCormick had a great push from the 28 of Conley. Still got a good push there. Is the top 2 rows. Now we got 3 rows forming. One car on the backside here. That looks like to be the 24 automobile of Tyler Miller. Miller working the outside, making that 3rd line. He's got Josh Milam. There's one car out of shape up front.
Big checkup. Sebastian Marin hard on the brake. And now he's going to lose it as we were riding on aboard with Sebastian Marin. And 2 big crashes here in stage number 1. Several of these guys burning through those fast repairs.
Yeah, they're going to go run out of backup cars here tonight real quick. Remember, we talked about it, KR, in the start of this show. This track, very narrow compared to some of these other super speedways that we will visit, like the Talladega Superspeedway and the iRacing Super Speedway. This track very narrow, so when things happen, it clogs it up real quick. And Dale Hunt and that number 53, nose torn off that on that nationwide, so he'll be putting a claim in pit road here, I believe. Let's take a look back and see what happened.
Looks like the 52 got down off the track, hit the apron, and it caused a checkup. The 17 of Jimmy Reynolds got into the back of the race car in front of him as it checked up. It just caused chaos all around. Take a couple of looks at this here. Slow motion, you can see everyone just trying to get woed up, trying to get out of the way. The 62 hard on the binders, comes to a stop, but man, tell you what, 2 big crashes in a row here.
Yeah, 2 big ones, and noticing a lot tonight. Everybody really doing a good job slowing down once that yellow flag comes out and they see trouble. They're giving each other some room. That could have easily been a 30-car pileup that only collected probably, what did you say, KR? About a good 10, maybe 12 cars that have significant damage after that one.
Yeah, it's hard to tell how many cars got significant damage, but a lot of them were getting slowed down. Little bumps and bangs here and there easily beat off the front bumper, beat the front bumper back into shape.
Yeah, so everybody coming back down pit road right now. This is lap number 11, so they should be able to make it to lap 25 from this point forward. The question is, will we have another yellow flag before the end of the stage?
Ooh, I don't know if these fast repairs can survive another caution.
Now, can the guys that stayed out, we have Hunter Reynolds, Sean McCormick, Randall Cobb, Rick Seabrings, the 5 of Bob Lackey, they were all in between laps 5 and 6. And they make it. We've had a few yellow flags. Now, if they're saving fuel, can they make it to the end of this first stage?
Yeah, everyone should be able to make it to the end of the stage from here. We usually get about 15 to 17 laps of fuel. And so with everyone coming down pit road here in the last few laps, I do believe we'll be able to make it.
I like your quick math.
Thanks.
How are you doing tonight, KR? We never even got to ask you that. At the pre-show, we got in here. These boys were ready to go. We have some great fans chiming in here. We got some Logan Helton fans out there. Glad to see everybody tuning on in here tonight to the Turn 3 Racing Network. We got a great group of followers, KR.
That we do. Quite a few people tune in on Monday night. Quite a few people tune in to Turn 3 Racing Network throughout the week, as we have multiple races all night long throughout multiple series of cars, disciplines, whatever you want to call it. But man, it's always a good time.
Always a good time. Glad to be out here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway. Flew in a little bit late. Had to work late tonight. But it is tax season time, so that's to be expected, I suppose.
All right, so they have stacked up side by side. The little ants are about to go marching 2 by 2.
Yeah, they are. We're going to go back to green flag racing.
The Hunter Reynolds and Sean McCarrick on the front row for this restart. Then it's Randall Cobb and Rick Sebrands from row number 2. Row number 3, Bob Lacavera and Logan Helton on the restart. Lights are out on the safety car. We get ready to fire them off one more time, as here in stage number 1, the laps getting to wind down for this stage as the green flag comes out. Hunter Reynolds gets a good jump. Sean McCarrick has that 4 already to his back bumper. Look out for that outside lane. They're going to build some momentum, especially since we got 3 Alliance Motorsports drivers in that lane.
Yeah, they're going to be working together, glued to each other like peanut butter and jelly between 2 pieces of wheat bread. And on off turn number 2, it'll be the 26 or Hunter Reynolds showing the way. Look at the push that Sebrands is given to the 50 of McCarrick. McCarrick going to get pushed out to that race lead into turn number 3. Will they be able to hold it, or will the inside line prevail? 2 by 2, they will dance off at turn number 4.
Inside line gains all that momentum through the corner. Sean McCarrick trying to hustle it back down the straightaway, but the 26 has a car length advantage for the moment, with Randall Cobb in the 52 glued to his back bumper. Bob Lacavera falling back just a hair, but he's closing that gap up.
Everybody doing a good job. Look at the number 8 of Cody Ober. The back bumper punched in, so we know that he has at least, I don't believe he's used the backup car. So some of these drivers electing not to use the backup car, even though being involved in some of these race cars. So a little bit of strategy being played there to keep the cars on pit road for a later time in the races that come off the corner. Still, Hunter Reynolds doing a great job hooking the inside line. But you said about, 12 to 15 laps on the tank of fuel. If this goes green at the end of the way, I'm not sure Reynolds will be able to make it last on pit road, lap number 5.
Not sure what has happened to the driver of the 14. That is Cody Eldred, but he is down on speed, down on everything, running all by himself. He was up in the pack and then just fell back. He did not hit pit road. Tyler Miller in the 24, the only car not on the lead lap right now, as he is currently gone behind the wall. Everyone else out there running.
Look at the number 40 at De Borgia. working the outside line all by himself. Now Logan Helton will try to squeeze up there. Here comes Jim Mayer, the Hall of Famer. He'll move to the outside line. We got 3 grooves of racing through the tri-oval, being led by the 63 of Helton. Can he hold on to it? There comes McCarrick. He tried to throw the block, couldn't do it. So now he'll get stuck in the sucker hole. Down here, the 50 McCarrick, 3 wide, 2 turns 1 and 2. This is getting real tight and real fast. Off the corner, McCarrick washed up the racetrack almost to the 63 of Helton.
All of that going on. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, trying to keep that inside line behind him and keep that momentum going. That 26 unchallenged for the race lead right now, but that second lane not really close enough to do anything about it at all.
No, and how much is that third lane affecting the progress of that second lane? That's definitely going to be holding them back, as they are still 3 wide. Logan Helton not giving up on the outside, still trying to work around the 50 of McCarrick. It looks like they might be able to do it this time in the turn number 1 and 2. They're still 3 wide, the inside lane, working a Workman up to that 4th spot. KR, remember, had a great qualifying effort, has found his way back to the top as 1 car down below the yellow line. That's 21 of Holloway. Holloway dropping it back out of this pack here, maybe not liking what he's seeing in front of him.
So the 26, the 52, running 1 and 2. Zach Workman now trying to get that second lane going. We still have 2 cars in the third lane. That's Logan Helton and Jim Mayer. They are running nose to tail, trying to make something happen as we are getting to within the final 5 laps of this stage number 1. And that's why you're starting to see everyone try and hustle for position as Bob Lacavera hard into the wall. Cody Obergill is around. The 5, the 50, 071, the 97 of Jeremy Funk. Many cars involved in this one. Let's take a look and see what happened to bring out the yellow.
Looks like maybe the 19 of Workman got a little bit loose.
The 19 gets loose, gets into the back bumper of the 5, and everyone stacks up from there. Logan Helton able to squeeze through.
Heavy damage on that 63 though. Smoke billowing from underneath the hood of that KR. Tough break for Logan.
And he was trying to get through. He was able to keep it straight, but just getting sandwiched over and over again. So a lot of cars getting torn up here very early. 3 big crashes here in stage number 1 as Nathan Grounds joins our YouTube chat. How you doing, Nathan?
He's a Crosby fan.
Tell you
Glad to
what,
have you watching tonight.
Al, whenever Liberty gets back, he's gonna have to ask you the hard questions.
Oh no, I'm not sure
yes.
if I'm ready for some hard questions or not.
We are, and then to make it better, we'll
Yep.
let Nathan Grounds tell his best dad joke of the day.
All right, sounds like a plan.
There you go. Jim Mayer in the 95 heads for pit road. That race car a little bit beat up, banged up.
Yeah,
But,
looks like the front bumper cap missing on that Chevrolet.
But Al, paint job still looks good.
It does look good.
No fast repair being used there on that 95.
No, I just noticed that maybe could Mayer be out of fast repairs?
Well, I don't know about you. If you get one fast repair and you have stage racing, you know stage 2 is going to be a short one. You may or may not go a lap down in stage 2.
True.
We're almost to the end of stage 1. A good strategy call here is to try and limp through the rest of stage 1, try and limp through stage 2, take that fast repair to kick off that third stage, that final sprint to the end. Make sure you have everything
Well,
in
breaking
line by
news.
that point.
Breaking news, KR. I know in weeks past we've had 2 backup cars on pit road. Only 1 on pit road tonight.
Yep, only 1 fast repair at Daytona, and Talladega. We will have 2 fast repairs at iRacing Superspeedway.
Oh, I better put that in my notes. I thought we had 2 backup cars every week. So here I thought I had some new inside information,
Close.
and it was all for naught.
Well, there you go. Nathan Grounds Al has given you a dad joke.
I like it.
Lights are out on the safety vehicle for those of you who can't read YouTube chat.
Was I supposed to read that?
Since Al didn't
All right.
read it.
Hey, KR,
What?
how does Darth Vader like his toast?
I don't know.
On the dark side. Oh.
Get it?
You like your toast on the dark side? I like mine on the lighter side myself.
No, I'm good. Anything past brown, I don't like.
Yeah.
Then again, I haven't been set on fire on Mustafar and had my arms and legs chopped off.
Well,
I would probably be upset too if that happened.
yeah, but if he would have just listened.
All right. Liberty Fire is going to give you some questions.
Yeah.
So
You wanna-
don't,
well,
not yet. Let them all
All
go.
right.
And
All
then
right.
we'll get back to them because we are about ready to go to green.
All right.
And then we'll come back to it at the end of the stage here.
Sounds good. We'll leave everybody in suspense.
We'll leave them all in suspense.
Apparently, Liberty Fires has not been listening to me with question number 3.
No, tonight is his first night here.
Well, where's he been? Slacking?
Yes.
Okay.
It's okay. It's fine. Our unofficial
right.
statistician is allowed a night off every now and then.
That is true.
All right, here we go. Drivers are lined up. Pace car heading for pit road. It is time to get back after it. As a green flag comes out, Randall Cobb and Hunter Reynolds get to the throttle. We're in the final 3 laps of stage number 1.
3 laps here in stage number 1. This first stage been a little bit on the wild side. Will they keep it tame to get through here? Up front, though, it is Randall Cobb to the inside with that number 52. He's got the 46 of Overstreet. Get a little saucy there behind him in that Hooters number 46 down the backstretch. Here comes Hunter Reynolds with that Reynolds wrap 26. He's being pushed by Seabrand. And, you know, I know I'm a rookie here, but Seabrand's one of the best pushers on the racetrack. Not a bad car to see in your rearview mirror coming to the end of the stage.
Not a bad one to have in your rearview mirror at all, but the 26 gonna lead this lap. Randall Cobb trying to do all he can to get these stage points. Speaking of points, let's take a quick look at it before they come across the line a few more times and settle this out. Coming into tonight, JD Crow and Zach Fritsch, the only 2 who are locked in as long as they hit the minimum race requirement. And then Sebastian Marin, Logan Helton, and Travis Elliott scoring quite a few points to be sitting inside those positions that they are. Now, if we take a look at who has the most stage wins, Sebastian Marin has 2 already. JD Crow 1 and Mark Mann 1. Going to add another one here as we get into the final lap of stage number 1, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds down on the inside. Randall Cobb in the 52 looking to make that move up to the second lane. Eric Laurie did turn the fastest lap of the race that time around, so business is picking up out there as Randall Cobb does make that move. He does take the race lead. Now he's going to look to dive down to the bottom. Doesn't quite do it. going into the corner, but finally makes the commitment to the bottom. Rick Seabrand's going to use that to his advantage as Peter DeBorgia tries to get to his back bumper. David Overstreet, big wiggle off of turn number 4, but Randall Cobb going to pick up stage number 1 here in the Pot of Gold 250.
Everybody making it cross the line. Cobb, what a great move that was. Knew he had to get down. He saw how fast Reynolds was coming to the back bumper and was unable to make a move as he was boxed in, and the Overstreet did a great job coming to the line to hold on to that car. That was every which way that you don't want it to be.
Well, there we go. Stage 1 in the books. 3 big crashes here in stage number 1. But it comes down to Randall Cobb winning the stage and getting those bonus points. So, Al, while they work around and try and hit pit road, Liberty Fire's asking the big questions here tonight.
All right. Question number 1 was, what is your flavored water of choice? And I have changed this up in the last few weeks. I like the Propel watermelon. That's been my my
We're not
go-to
talking
water.
actual water.
Oh, well, in that case, let me, here, I'll let you in on a little secret. Yeah. I like the Busch Light apple.
Ooh, there we go. Okay. What is your number 2?
Number 2 is the blue cone. Is it good or bad? I'm gonna go with bad.
Thank you. Finally, someone with some sense.
All right. Number 3 was, what's your opinion of Ford? Here, can you answer this for me?
Al is a fan of the Ford. Probably a super fan. He likes pushing things around the racetrack.
Hey, we got there. We got a few good bullets up front here tonight. I'm feeling pretty good about the Ford being in victory lane, just like it was yesterday out in Phoenix.
All right, and finally, question number 4. This one's new.
New question. Have you answered this one before?
I haven't yet.
All right. If you were an animal, what animal would you be? I think I would be a cuddly bear.
A cuddly bear. All right, well, let's get talking to our stage 1 winner, and that is the 52 of Randall Cobb. Randall, you got your ears on, my friend?
Yeah, I got you, KR. How's it going, buddy?
It's going just fine. Chaos and calamity here in stage number 1, but you survive it and win the stage, man.
Yeah, I got caught up in the first one and took a fast repair and then tried a little fuel strategy to stay out and got up to the front. So I was able to avoid the other 2 wrecks. So got some luck on my side and got one.
Well, there you go. All right, so new for tonight, we're going to ask you, and you alone, 3 very important questions. How do you feel about the blue cone? Rapid fire.
I don't care about the blue cone.
All right.
I have no opinion.
What is your opinion of Ford?
Well, so that's a good, very, very good question. I think Ford sucks. My dad retired from GM for 40 years, so I've never owned anything but a GM-made vehicle. So it's a very good question to ask.
Good man, good man. And if you were an animal, what animal would you be?
I'd like to say something like a bear or a wolverine or a badger, but my wife might say something different. But, you know, I like to be something cool like that, I guess.
All right, man. Well, speaking of cool, you did win stage number 1. So once again, congratulations on that. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
I just appreciate you guys up there, man, working hard in the booth. Appreciate all you guys do, and my teammates at Buck Wild Racing and league owners here.
All right, man. Well, nice job picking up the stage. We didn't let the Bucks go wild because that was too much to take our eyes away from. So nice job out there tonight, and bring it on home, man.
All right. Thanks, KR.
That is Randall Cobb, driver of the 52 from Buck Wild Racing, picking up stage number 1. So, Al, there you have it.
There, we just put a poll up, I think.
You think?
Yes, there it is. What manufacturer will win tonight?
Okay.
As for our friends out on the YouTube side there, vote away. At the end of stage 2, we'll let you know who is leading the poll. How about that? Or we'll close the poll at the end of stage number 2, which is about to set sail with a Ford out front. I know Randall Cobb, listen, gotta respect him, but the Ford Blue Oval leading the way. Maybe Hunter Reynolds will put Ford in the victory lane here tonight.
Everyone gets a clean start. We do have some housekeeping to bring up. While everyone was on and off of pit road, it's hard to tell who's going to make it back out there and who's calling it a night. But it looks like Tyler Miller, already his night was done after lap 13. Bob Lacavera looks like he has gone behind the wall. Dustin Barber looks like his night is done as well. And that leaves the 63 of Logan Helton as the only vehicle one lap down right now that is out on the speedway.
Getting one lap into the book, Hunter Reynolds still showing Wade DeBorgia. Head is a very fast number 40 here tonight. Has come from the back multiple times. Taylor finds himself in that runner-up spot. Randall Cobb doing a great job on the outside. He's got the number 28, Conley, right up the back bumper down on the outside. So 2 even lines starting to itch forward is Randall Cobb.
All right, Al, well, I'm not quite sure how to vote in this poll that you have. Not sure what to do there.
Well,
it's not letting me vote, so
I don't
fit.
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to vote, us being in the booth. You would go with Chevy, I think.
I would, and it would tip the scales right now. Ford, no one believes in Ford, but
hey, I'm a believer. It's all that matters.
There you go. So the 26 running that Ford, having a challenge by a Camaro to his outside lane in Randall Cobb, your stage 1 winner. Derek Conley in the 28 on that 52's back bumper. Conley pushing very hard here to try and get that 52 down to the outside, and he does make him clear the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And now that second lane does fall back just a little bit. That's going to allow the 26 to move up if he would like, but so far it looks like he is staying down in that inside line.
Yeah, the inside line seems to be where you want to be so far here tonight. You can get a decent push as you see the 071 of Lori, that John Deere sponsored entry. That's a sharp looking race car. Normally say that with a green on a race car is not that good luck. But how about the 17 on the outside? How about the other Reynolds? This is Jimmy Reynolds working towards the front of the field here. That number 17 is they go by, looks like the 50 McCarrick just coming out of pit road, saying below the yellow line out of harm's way as we got a challenge for your race lead. Jimmy Reynolds up on the outside. He's got a good push by our friend Doug Rice in that 35. First time we've mentioned Doug's name up towards the front of this one here tonight, Kayla. He is pushing Reynolds to your race lead.
The 17 of Jimmy Reynolds trying to take the race lead in that outside lane away from Randall Cobb. Doug Rice on his back bumper as we go on board with the 35. Let's take a look at some of our other competition throughout the field. Gabe Butler and Sebastian Marin, they got themselves involved in a couple dust-ups here early. They are mid-pack right now. Sebastian Marin in 18th and Gabe Butler currently in 16th. Right behind them, that's the 95 of Jim Mayer. Last time we saw his race car, it was missing the front clip. Now it is all nice and pretty again. It looks like a fast repair had been used, and drivers peeling off for pit road.
Yeah, Jimmy Reynolds going to lead the brigade down the pit road.
Oh, as Peter DeBorgia just punts the 28 of Derek Conley. Hard getting onto pit road here.
Yeah, able to save it. What a masterful driving by Conley, able to save that, which could have been disastrous for his night. they're able to keep it pointed in the right direction, hit their box, and well, has a little bit of rear end damage on that number 28. Is meanwhile up front, Doug Race getting pushed to your race lead. He'll drop down in front of Randall Cobb. Get a nice push by the 50, or that's the 97. Funk, Jeremy Funk up down the front of this one. Is now more drivers will peel off the racing surface and head on the pit road. We'll see if there's everybody charging hard. Jimmy Mayer almost locking it up sideways, able to get on the pit road.
Mark Mann, very aggressive entry into pit lane. Not sure, but I think he got it slowed down in time, but man, he was taking full advantage of everyone checking up, and they left him a lane to haul it through. And so now Joey D, our race leader in that 052, Cody Ober in the 8 on his back bumper. Time and time again, we have seen that the group that hits pit road first is able to come off with the lead. But this is now make it 3 decent sized groups that have all hit pit road.
Looks like JD Crow and Logan Helton will stay out there as they roar through the front stretch. And it looks like Helton on the tail end of the lead lap. So your race leader is the number 2 in that J Concepts entry. He is in the draft of the 63 of Logan Helton. That is your race leader right there behind them. Sean Stevens, which was last down on lap 27. These 3 drivers out there on the racetrack as well. So I assume that we'll see these 4 drivers sometime soon on pit road.
For the drivers who have pitted, Peter DeBorgia and Gabe Butler showing themselves to have some speed and coming onto the back stretch with the advantage. So as they make their way into turn number 3, JD Crow does hit pit road along with Logan Helton. So giving up the race lead for that. Jared Forbes and Sean Stevens have not yet pitted. Last time they were on pit road was lap 27. They are working with Sean McCarrick in the 50. McCarrick, the first car, 1 lap down.
Yeah, everybody doing a good job. This seems to be a little bit more of a team segment number 2 here. Stage number 2 under the way in the lucky pot of gold 250. As they pass number 2 of JD Crow off a turn number 2 and down the backstretch. DeBorgia gonna be in front of this group as they're all chasing Forbes and Stevens, who have elected to stay out on the racetrack. So Jared Forbes and Sean Stevens out there along with Sean McCarrick, electing not to come down pit road just yet. Maybe trying to see if they catch that yellow flag.
Yeah, with the laps winding down here in stage number 1, we got 12 laps to go of 25 total. In theory, 25 total. The 38, lap 38, the 73 of Jared Forbes. Gonna have to hit pit road, but I don't know when you would do it. Don't know.
Yeah, not really sure when you would come down pit road. They're still out there staying around the racetrack, so, and they are a good half the track in front of the main pack here, so they're doing a good job with just those 3 cars. The main pack, though, starting to get dicey. Hunter Reynolds up on the outside. He's being pushed by Conley as they all race there with DeBorgia as well on the inside line. So everybody trying to get their positions here. They know that the first 2 cars will have to come down pit road. The question is when. When will they come down pit road? Will they come this time? It doesn't look like it. So at least 1 more lap for Forbes and Stevens.
Meanwhile, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, who got into the back bumper of the 28 of Derek Conley, they're running up close to each other, and they were able to continue on without any penalties. Speaking of no penalties, I did mention that Mark Man looked like he was getting on the pit road very quickly. Well, he timed it just right. He did not get popped for speeding.
So your quick math penalty skills coming up with a fail right there, huh?
Well, it just looked very fast. He might have just got it slowed down enough. And
I think these guys are the best. I know I couldn't do it. That's why I'm up here in the booth with you. There's no way I can go from 190 miles an hour down to what's pit road speed, 45, 55 miles an hour.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would loop it, run over people. They might as well put me in a monster truck.
Off of the corner, the 26 leading this pack. With the 28 to his outside, Jared Forbes, Sean Stevens. They are enjoying a 20.5 second lead. And that gap is slowly getting smaller. And when they hit pit road, this field that we are watching right now will swallow them up. They're looking to collect Jimmy Reynolds.
Yeah, they just put Jimmy Reynolds one lap down. Remember, he was up at the front of this one, so maybe Reynolds with a penalty on pit road did not notice that, but it lost touch with the draft. And now
Jimmy took 4 tires. Looks like he took 4 tires.
So let's see if he can hook up with this group here. Say in the draft, with Forbes and Stevens should have to come down pit road within the next lap or two by my quick math.
Thank goodness for quick math.
Yeah, I don't know what I did without the quick math before you taught it to me.
And you tried to do good math.
Well, yeah, but that's just because of my trade. How about this 3-wide action down the back stretch between the 26 of Reynolds on the inside. They got Conley in the middle. How about the 51 of Elliott making his way up to the front of this group here? Both tucking in front of the 28, leaving the 8 of Ober down there. But we have 3 grooves of racing working there. As your race leaders still stay on the out on the racetrack. This action 20 seconds behind your race leaders.
So T.J. Elliott in the 51, working his way into 3rd place on the track, but this pack going to assume the race lead when Forbes and Stevens finally do pit.
Oh, trouble on the backstretch. The 35 gets Doug Rice is going around. Yellow flag coming out. This is what Forbes and Stevens wanted to see. Doug Rice has got the 35 pointed back in the right direction. But trouble on the backstretch has put us under the caution for the 5th time here tonight.
Looks like the 8 and the 35 are just going to get together coming up off the corner. Joey D, with nowhere to go, going to tag the 35 and send him on around. See if we can't take another look at that. Daniel Holloway got a piece of it as well. Holloway shot down to the inside. Oh, minor bump for Doug Rice. Car doesn't look too torn up, but it does have some crinkles to it.
Yeah, it looks like possibly maybe it's got a little bit tight. Was stuck in the middle there and got to the outside. Bounces off to Ada Ober, which sent him down into Holloway. And then Doug Rice getting turned there. But everybody doing a masterful job of not collecting them. Could have been much, much worse. And it wasn't. So Doug Rice was able to live to see another day. We'll have to come down pit road and get that car, get the hammers out, and knock out some of those dents.
Jared Forbes, Sean Stevens heading for pit road. Travis Elliott and the rest of the field going to stay out. Well, I shouldn't say the rest of the field. Gonna have some at the back of the pack probably come in, top off. A few drivers got some damage, so they're gonna try and get that fixed. Travis Elliott says thank you very much, and he's gonna have the race lead.
He will, and I believe it'll be Sean McCarrick that'll get our free pass when I believe he did get the free pass. So McCarrick able to get that free pass, get back on the lead lap, and I believe Jimmy Reynolds, if he stays out on the racetrack, will be able to get that wave around and also be on the lead lap, leaving 34 of our 35 cars out on the racetrack, 36 cars out on the racetrack. Looks like Eric Laurie is down on pit road. It looks like they're still working on that automobile, that 071, and that has a little bit of damage on that John Deere sponsored entry. And looks like, well, we already discussed it, but a tough break tonight for Dustin Barber, Bobby Lacavera, and Tyler Miller, all behind the wall early on in this race.
Yeah, Eric Laurie still working on his race car. We'll see if he can get back out there. Right now, 36 cars still being scored. 39 race cars started. Quite a few of them in various states of disrepair. Gonna have 5 laps to go here in stage number 1 this time around. Lights should go out on the pace car, and we're gonna line them up and let them go to the end of this one.
And if you haven't voted yet right now, head on over. In 5 laps, we will close the vote on which manufacturer will win here tonight. The pot of gold 250, the St. Paddy's Day event here at the Daytona Speedway. I can tell you that people don't think a Chevy is going to be in victory lane tonight, KR.
More of them think Chevy than Ford.
Well, hey, I believe in Ford. I can't vote on our own poll, though.
What's weird is there's only like 2 Chevys in the field.
Right. Your quick math skills need some honing in on. Do you need some glasses? You want me to reach through the booth here and let you use my glasses?
No. It's fine.
All right. Gotta make sure. Put the Band-Aid away. You didn't hurt yourself.
Probably. Zach Workman's in a Toyota. I think he's the only Toyota out there tonight.
Workman's out there. How about Sebastian Marin? He's been quiet after getting torn up early on in his backup car. That car has some damage. He's in a Toyota.
There you go. 2 Toyotas out there.
Rickard Kuhn in the 47's a Toyota.
3.
Yeah, so 3 Toyotas.
Good for them. Good
Yep.
for them.
I'm going to sponsor, before the end of the season, I'm going to sponsor someone. I'm going to take them from the Chevy camp. We're going to put them in a upstate Al Ford Mustang before the end of the season.
Oh boy. All right. Pace car down and away. Green flag back out as we try to close out stage number 2. Travis Elliott, Hunter Reynolds battle it out for turn number 1 here in these closing laps. And man, I'll tell you what, we're going to see another exciting battle to the end of this stage. And right there, 3rd car outside lane, your stage 1 winner. Can Buckwild Racing pull off the sweep?
It's going to be able to see they get a good run down the backstretch. Travis Elliott getting pushed out to the race lead by Milam in that number 7. He'll cut down to the inside in front of Hunter Reynolds. Milam on the outside, a little bit of bumper tag from Reynolds to Elliott through turns 3 and 4. It'll be 3 laps to go at the stripe here at the end, stage number 2. Remember, Randall Cobb has to watch what he does. Told us after stage 1, out of bullets in the pits. Has to take care of that race car. I don't know if we'll see him get too wild here at the end of stage number 2. As Reynolds now going to peek to the outside, to the side of the side draft. Elliott, he will do so successfully off of turn number 2. Drag race from the 2 lanes down the backstretch. Milam giving a good push to that Ford Mustang to the race lead. Is Reynolds will put it into the race lead in turn number 3.
Travis Elliott in that black 51 using the inside lane to his advantage, the 26. Those 2 running very close together down the straightaway. Elliott trying to pack air onto that spoiler and trying to keep himself in that lead position, but Hunter Reynolds having none of it. as we now have 2 laps to go here in stage number 2.
Side-by-side battle here is Milam still all over the back bumper. How long can he stay glued to the backside? Now Elliott's going to drive up. That puts Reynolds into the 3rd lane. Elliott going to get put into the sucker hole. Contact at the front of the field. 2 cars, 3 cars. Oh, the melee down the backstretch. Workman's going to get upside down on all 4 wheels again. There's trouble here to end stage number 2.
Close, hard racing right there, and one of our race cars going up and over. You said Zach Workman in the 19. Let's take a look. That one is not backed up far enough. The yellow flag coming out. Let's see if we can get a look at what happened. Workman in the 19, Anthony English, David Booth. They conspire against the 19 to send him up and over. Jared Forbes in the 73 getting involved. Mark Mann giving a hard shot to Travis Elliott as we go on board with Mark Mann. Mark dove for the grass, and he looked for a crash doing that. Almost looked like if he would have stayed on track, he would have been able to get through it.
Yeah, very big wreck, taking out a lot of good competitive cars up on the front of this one. But I believe that will be the end of stage number 2 as we reach the halfway point of this pot of gold, 250.
Josh Milam in the 7. I believe he is going to be our stage 2 winner.
Will end the poll. It was a tie.
There you have it.
Chevy and Toyota. But how about a Ford picking up the stage 2 win?
There you have it. Chevy for stage 1, Ford for stage 2. 4 votes coming down. There we go. We'll have to do that more often.
Yeah, let's do that next week. We'll think of some questions. Maybe that's what we'll give Liberty Fires to do. Come up with some poll questions for our viewers to chime in on. Am I allowed to give him work?
Oh, sure. He can turn you down, though.
Probably. That's all right.
All right, let's get our stage 2 winner, at least unofficially, and that is the 7 of Josh Milam. Josh, you got your ears on, bud?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just talking about racing and somebody winning a stage.
That's me.
That is you. All right, well, the 7 picks up stage number 2 here tonight. And I'll tell you what, it looks like it is a busy time out there for everyone's pit crews.
Yes, it is another not so good night. These cars are extremely loose. Not so much back in the pack or in the middle, but once you get maybe top 10, top 5, start pushing, and you're the first, second, third car in line, these cars get extremely wobbly and hard to kind of control. I'm not sure what the deal is, but they are quite hard to keep straight.
Well, the 7 was able to keep it straight enough to bring it home for the stage win. Stage number 3, our final stage. What's the consensus of how many fast repairs are left?
Oh man, I'm lucky to have mine. I don't know. I'd got to say that I'd say 75% of drivers don't have them, or they're on their last car. So I'm in that minority that does have their fast repairs. So hopefully it makes it to the end with me.
All right, man. Well, so far a good race for you here tonight. Who do you have to thank for this effort?
Thanks to FSR guys, man. Thanks to Hunter there. I think me and him were going to have that in the bag. Just a little too hard pinching, put him into the wall there. Somehow come out with the win. But this thanks to FSR guys.
All right, that is Josh Milam in the 7 from Fuel Sim Racing, your stage 2 winner. Well, oh boy.
I like it. It sounds like the cars are a handful.
All right, little bit of housekeeping to do out of the race. Alex Green in the 15 has gone behind the wall. he is joined by Travis Elliott in the 51. So their nights are done here early tonight.
A tough break for those drivers. They'll be back in action in 1 week's time, where we head to, how about that? The iRacing Superspeedway. You thought that these guys are out of control here tonight with how fast they're going? Wait till next week. You haven't seen fast. If you missed our opening round at the Hall of Fame 250 just 3 weeks ago, I guess it'd be 4 weeks ago tonight, wouldn't it? It's already been a month. But there's gonna be a good race in next week. But we got 50 laps of action coming at you to get through here tonight for the St. Paddy's Day Pot of Gold 250. Randall Cobb and Cody Over up on the front row getting the green flag. They'll put the gas pedal to the floorboard, and we're back underway as they drag race into turn number 1.
Down into turn number 1 they go. And we are going to go on board with the 7 of Josh Milam, as he is the second car on the inside lane and gives a shot to the 52 of Randall Cobb. You know what? You know what that means, Al? You probably don't know what that means. Well, that's because I do. That means that with the 52 out front, a driver from Buck Wild Racing leading this race, it's time to let the Bucks go wild, and wild they shall go. So Randall Cobb in the 52, your stage 1 winner, finally letting the Bucks go wild here tonight. So Al, as everything is going on the track here, everyone's going to have to be careful and tiptoe their way in. This is the longest portion of our race.
Yeah, I was just trying to do some calculations and thinking, will these guys be a little bit tamer at the beginning of this stage, knowing that they got over 46 laps to go? And well, the answer to that is already no, by no one's surprise. Are you surprised by that, KR?
A lot of things surprised me.
But did that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, not me. These boys have been putting on a good show for us so far here tonight. And how about that? The Hall of Famer of Mayer. Remember, we saw him have to go to the backup car. He finds himself inside the top 5 as they work down here through turns 1 and 2. The 95 of Jimmy Mayer down to the inside. Milam's going to jump up in front of the 8 of Ober and try to get pushed back to your race lead.
Josh Milam in the 7, trying to run to the outside of Randall Cobb. That inside lane surging ahead through the bottom once again, or through the corner once again. Jeff Crosby in the 33, switching his colors up a little bit here tonight. Got a nice little red tint to it.
How have we not talked about that tonight?
Well, the always bet on black car is usually green in the Skull Bandit, but now it's a cherry Skull Bandit.
Yeah, it's a nice looking car, I think. Had that nice dark green last week. Got the red tint this week. He's just going through all the tin cans.
I will say that Logan Helton in the 63, finding himself in 21st spot right now. Last time around, set the fastest lap of the race at a 46.27. Sebastian Marin also setting a 46.27 right ahead of him, but those two drivers somewhere down a little bit further, the timing scorecard had a difference, and it's going to Logan Helton for the moment.
Yeah, you heard Milam in your interview after winning stage 2 saying the car is a little bit more stuck back there, feel a little bit more secure than up at the front. As we got a bid for your race lead. Mayer getting a good push by Seabrands, so a new race leader is the outside line with this freight train around the 52 of Randall Cobb. Big stack up on the inside line, everybody keeping it pointed in the right direction. But someone had to lift out of that inside line there that stacked it up there. Could have been big trouble. Not for these guys, the professionals of the OP Racing Premier Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network doing a masterful job as they work down here in the turn number 1.
A lot of action on the track right now. We go on board with the 77 of Checkered Flag Motorsports driver David Booth, as he is on the inside right behind Sean McCarrick. McCarrick getting full advantage of that free pass. He was 1 lap down, got the free pass. Now he is working his way forward, made it up into the top 15, currently running in 12th spot as we ride on board with David Booth. This fuel run here, Al, drivers last on pit road around lap 50. So I would expect to see them try and stretch this as far as they can to try and get that 2-stop situation, and then hopefully cover a little bit of fuel to make sure you have enough for a green-white checker.
Yeah, and right now Cody Ober getting a good push by Conley. Conley has been up there being the good pusher, has not been able to get to that race lead yet. They're doing a good job pushing that number 8 of Ober. Now we're trying to look to the outside. Oh, they get a little bit tight there. And they are getting jammed up and jelly tight off turn number 4. Everybody doing a masterful job. It blows my mind, KR. We get 40 of the best Superspeedway racers out on the racetrack every Monday night, and they are able to put on a display of talent like we are seeing right now here in our final stage of this race.
That they are. Eric Laurie going 1 lap down in the 071. Gabe Butler finding himself a lap down as well. Gabe Butler in that 88. We looked at his car not too long ago. That thing is tore up. It is missing the front clip, but he is out there soldiering around, trying to keep himself high up in the points order. And as I look and try and find Gabe Butler, right now, if the playoffs were to start at the end of this race, the 88 would probably be out, as he is just 3 points above the cutoff line. Dave Hunt, Rick Seabrans, Peter DeBorgia, and David Booth would all surpass him. So the 88 hurting this season, picked up himself a couple of wins in his rookie season, made a playoff run deep into the playoffs. But right now he is on the outside looking in, and I know what you're saying. It's only race number 4. Plenty of time left to go, and there is.
All it takes is that win.
All it takes is that win. But that just goes to show you how important these points are. He's just 4 points above the cutoff line right now for the top 16 drivers. And he is not giving up, even though that car is on its last leg.
Yep, doing a good job. Oh, we got some Jocelyn up at the front of the Speedway. McCarrick jumping out of the gas. That caused a big stack up back here as Workman also Overstreet. So a big moment right there, really breaking up that front pack, and maybe that's what they needed to get into pit road without any trouble. So the big moment happening right there is the whole pack was all within a second of each other, now separated through the field here now as something happened in turn number 1.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 distinct packs here. As Gabe Butler in the 88 peels down to the inside, trying to get out of the way. He's going to need to go another lap down. His race car very beat up, very slow out there, and good heads up move to step away from that driving line. JD Crow in the 2 machine slides up to the top shelf. He is going to go 1 lap down. He is going to be the first and only car 1 lap down.
Yeah, tough if JD Crow picked up the win 2 weeks ago at the Talladega Superspeedway. Not having so much fun down here in the state of Florida. Looks to rebound in a week, but not out of this one yet, KR. Like you said, just down 1 lap to our race leader. Yellow flag comes out, getting right back into it, but that car might not be to his liking. There's a little bit of right rear damage on that J Concepts number 2 automobile. But he's trying to stay with that lead group there. They just put the 071 of Lori another lap down as well. Remember, he had extensive damage from one of those big ones How about Jane Crosby working towards the front of the field? He's got Hunter Reynolds pushing that Skull Bandit to the front. We have a new race leader in the turn number 3.
Crosby in the 33, Derek Conley in the 28. They're closing in on the 21 of Daniel Holloway. He's going to be the next one to go a lap down. Holloway in that Nilla Wafers 21 machine. A little bit off the pace. Not able to get that race car up to full song to keep up in the draft. He is beat up as well. So the 28 of Conley takes over the race lead, and we have a new fast lap. You're never going to guess who it's from. Logan Helton and Sebastian Marin once again topping the charts at a 46.02. These two are trying to make their way forward, and they are in a big hurry to do it.
They are doing a good job with it as they work in the turn number 3. How about last week's number 12 of Fritz, making his way inside the top 10 for the first time here tonight. He's working the outside line right there behind the number 97 of Jeremy Funk as they work through the tri-oval. That right there, the tri-oval, a very tricky spot of the racetrack. Car wants to dance around, gets really light in the rear of the field. You can see it deep into this run. We're working lap 15 of this run. You can see the cars, how they're dancing around, the handling starting to go away. The tires are screaming that they need to be changed. I think pit stops are just a matter of laps away.
That it is. Logan Helton, Sebastian Marin closing in on the back of this group. That 2-car tandem drafting duo has single-handedly pulled themselves up by their bootstraps to get to the tail end of this lead pack. And they are doing it by setting fast lap after fast lap, a 46.00 last time around by Logan Helton and Sebastian Marin.
Everybody getting into position. Sebastian Marin, haven't talked about him much tonight since that first incident in stage number 1. Has kind of been a quiet night for the driver of that number 23, the Toyota. Working through the corner right there in front of Logan Helton. Yeah, tonight be the night that rookie gets a checkered flag in the OP Premier Series. We've seen him be strong in the opening stages, not able to finish it out and close the deal. But tonight, maybe a little bit of reverse since that trouble in segment number 1. Starting to creep his way back towards the front of this one.
And he is working his way forward with Logan Helton. Those two looking to get a win and not worry about anything else but making the starts so that they have themselves locked in to our championship contention. And we keep talking about that. And last season, we had 16 races to determine 16 drivers for our championship contenders. This season, it's 12 races for 16 drivers. And so that does mean we're a little bit shorter on time, and every point is going to matter. And they are all very important because May 16th is our first race in the championship.
Yeah, a little bit shorter of the opening season here. As they work down the backstretch, you gonna make it over there, my friend?
I'm only dying a little on the inside.
All right, well, as long as it's just a little bit. These guys are putting on a good show. Everybody's starting to get down to that bottom lane. I think pit stops, and I am right inside line. Oh, trouble behind them. The 14 goes around. Everybody's gonna have to bail on going to pit road in contact here on the front stretch. Like the number 4 Seabrand's going through the grass. And looks like everybody's going to make it, but the 14 of Cody Eldred. Doug Rice also involved in this latest yellow flag here. Just as pit stops are about to happen.
Now, I think everyone was checking up down on the bottom lane. Cody Eldred going to be the first victim of that checkup as Zach Workman got into his back bumper. Andy Brigante, Mark Mann all go hard up into the outside wall trying to avoid it. Doug Rice, I think in the 35, just saw someone disappear.
I believe that was a 19 of Workman.
Yeah, Workman in the 19 just disappears. Not sure what happened to him, but poof, he gone. So caution flag coming out on lap 70 of 100. Good heads up driving by Derek Conley and several other of these guys, because that caution flag came out before they hit pit road.
Yep.
And that would have been a penalty.
Everybody had the bail on that, but now they're all coming down pit road. So get service done to their car. 30 laps until the end of this race here, so they'll have to come down pit road at least one more time. See, maybe some strategy between 4 and 2 tires, maybe no tires when that splash of go needs. I think you're gonna want tires here tonight, Care. Just how these cars are dancing around. I want some 4 Mr. Feelgoods to make it to the end of this one.
Yeah, I would like to have as many tires on it as I could, especially if you're up front and it starts getting loose. New tires kind of make everything a little bit easier to deal with.
100%.
So JD Crow in the 2 receiving the free pass. Richard Kuhn in the 47, our race leader. Daniel Holloway in the 21 now scored as the first car 1 lap down. Kuhn last on pit road on lap 68. So he had made his pit stop, gotten back up to speed, and looks like made the right call, hit pit road at the right time.
Yeah, he got saved by that yellow flag. I believe he might have had lost the draft. So this will put him at the front of the draft in that Toyota. Remember, 50% of our crowd thought maybe a Toyota would end up in victory lane here tonight. He is the highest one. Sebastian Marin runs 11th currently.
Daniel Holloway peels off for pit road. That is going to bunch all the leaders back up, and we're going to sort them out side by side, inside lane and outside lane. Pretty simple stuff.
Yeah. No choose rule in effect, like you can see at your local short track, but not yet on the iRacing service. You know what I wish we had?
Not yet.
I would tire marks.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, if I get up on your door panel and rub you, these little tire mark on the car. Or on the wall, you know, like the walls could get all smeared with the different
nice
paint
coating
swatches.
of rubber.
Yeah.
Just hit someone hard enough and be like, there's a tire mark. And then take your black Sharpie and draw it on the monitor.
I have the dry erase ones for that. That way that comes
so
off.
much better.
Yeah, I don't want to have a black screen because of Sharpie.
You would after one of your short track races.
Well, listen, you leave the short track guys alone.
Yeah, I was in a short track race in Martinsville last night.
How'd it go?
I finished second.
Well, I guess that's all right.
And I was the only one on the track.
Well, hey, you know what? The pace car is going to be off of the track, just like me and you are tonight.
Thank goodness for that.
Oh God, I don't want it last 2 laps out here.
I'd make it to the tri-oval.
I don't know if I'd make it that far.
Oh, but you're right, Al. Let's get this green flag waving. And there it goes, the 47 of Richard Kuhn on the throttle. Derek Conley in the 28 times that start just as well. And they are both neck and neck heading to turn number 1.
Still side by side, the outside line with maybe a smidge of an advantage, but the inside line getting a good push by the 33 of Crosby. Crosby pushing that 47 Akun, the unsponsored 47 down the back stretch. And it looks like he'll be your race leader, but Ober doing a masterful job here tonight. We've seen him have some rough patch the first few races here this season. Has found himself inside the top 5, looking for his best finish of the season as they work there behind him, but still a long ways to go. Just over 27 laps to go as they cross the stripe. It'll be Conley leading lap number 73.
Derek Conley in the 28. Believe it or not, this wily veteran is on start number 3. And his points total is so low, he is our 43rd and final entry on the points score sheet. For some of you, that might be incredibly hard to comprehend. Me, I'm having a hard time believing it as well, but it's still early in the season, and missing a race just might do that to you.
Well, he has not had a lot of lady luck on his side so far in the first couple races. And up in the outside wall will go Conley. The broadcaster's curse is alive, KR, as we have just cursed the 28 of Conley.
He is getting back up to speed. Well, that car took a very hard shot into the outside wall.
Oh, now trouble behind them. Looks like let's see who that was. I believe that was the 44 of Anthony English. Has gone around with that Fox Shocks number 44. And the yellow flag will come out. That could be a blessing for the 28 of Conley, who might be able to come down pit road now and fix that damage after hard contact with the outside barrier. Let's see what happened to Anthony English.
Anthony English making contact as the field checked up for Derek Conley's smacking the wall coming up off the corner. Dan Harrington, Anthony English make contact. They collect Peter DeBorgia. Looks like Logan Helton gets into it as well.
And DeBorgia already down there. It looks like Logan Helton just comes down and gives him a hip check. Not on purpose, of course, just trying to avoid what was happening to his outside. I guess he had some help getting down there.
Well, there you go. Yellow flag coming out with 25 laps to go. Drivers last on pit road around lap 70. Still a little bit outside the fuel windows. I don't think we'll see anyone come down pit road from the front.
I was just thinking that, just a little bit outside the fuel stretch window. I think you want to come in with about 15 to go. That'd be my guess. Gives you a little bit of insurance just in case of an overtime.
So Richard Kuhn in the 47. Starting to make his way onto pit road, and here comes the field.
Everybody. What do we know, KR?
We don't know. We don't have the right strategy, apparently.
We don't know what we're talking about. We're just up here making it up as we go.
Absolutely. Well, I got that one wrong pretty bad. Daniel Holloway, however, I say thank you very much. He's going to cycle around. I think he is going to end up getting the free pass.
Yeah, I'll be back on the lead lap, I believe, and everybody else down on pit road. Crosby's going to come off the pit road as your race leader. Josh Milam, who picked up the stage win in the second stage, comes off second. Cody Ober, Rick Seabrands, and Jim Mayer, your top 5 off of pit road. I kind of like this strategy, KR, because now you don't really need a full tank of gas to make it the rest of the way. Come in for a splash and go, and you can make it to the checkered flag.
Angle thing. I didn't think about that.
Well, that's why we're not top of the pit boxes down there. We're not making the big money, because we would have steered someone in the very wrong direction.
That we would have. All right, time to do a little bit of our routine housekeeping. I do want to point out that extended stays on pit road for multiple race cars as they are trying to repair some of the damage. On pit road currently, Anthony English, Andy Brigante, they are both making their way out of their pit stalls and rejoining the track. Zach Workman has been on pit road since lap 69 when we saw him disappear. I think that car is done for the night. Gabe Butler, multiple laps down. He is making his way back onto pit road to continue working on that race car. Eric Laurie, multiple pit stops as well. So a lot of torn up race cars, a lot of drivers getting beat up and banged up here tonight. And we are getting 23 laps to go, getting down to the nitty gritty here.
Yeah, getting down there, 23 laps to go. You thought the business was ramped up early on. Wait till these laps start to get a little bit shorter. The hourglass sand is coming to an end from the beach of Daytona. They want to be a winner here at the high banks.
So the field makes its way down the back stretch. Jeff Crosby in the 33, Josh Milam in the 7, row number 1 for the restart. Then Cody Ober, the 4 of Rick C. Rans, row number 2. Row number 3 going to be Jim Mayer and the 52 of Randall Cobb. They make their way off of turn number 4.
Hey, Randall Cobb doing a good job. How about Mayer's come back? Had to go to that backup car. Kind of been quiet riding it out. Now finds himself inside the top 10.
There we go. Pace car down and away. Green flag is back out. And it looks like the 7 of Josh Milam going to get caught napping.
Crosby going to get up through the gearbox a little bit quicker than the 7 of Milam. That's going to stack up the outside line. Ober thought about making a move to the outside. We'll stick to the backside of the Skull Bandit 33 of Crosby as they work down here. Through turns 1 and 2, getting up to speed for the first time since we've gone back to green flag.
Jeff Crosby in the 33 on that yellow line. He's paying attention to the rear view mirror. It's full of the 8 of Cody Ober, and he's trying to keep an eye on the 7 of Josh Milam, who is working to his outside.
Milam getting a good push by Seabrands, and don't look now, 5th car in line on the outside. Well, that's the young 23 of Sebastian Marin, making his way back to the front along with Della Vecchia. Remember, those two drivers started up front early on in this race, starting to make their way back towards the front here at the closing time. It's funny how the cream of the crop starts to make it to the top here once again. Meanwhile, Crosby still leads it. Randall Cobb right to the back bumper of Seabrands. They have pushed the 7 of Milam down the backstretch. Outside line, a little bit of momentum into turn number 3.
Some of our cars that are not keeping up with this pack. The 88 of Gabe Butler, we've documented his issues, but the 013 or the 13 of Andy Brigante has also lost the draft. Peter DeBorgia and Sean McCarrick at the tail end of this field as well. And Anthony English in the 44 has found himself a group to work with, but he, for a moment, looked like he was falling back.
It looked like he wasn't able to catch there. Might not be a bad thing to be a little bit out of this one with 20 laps to go. The pushes are going to get harder. The moves are going to get more aggressive. And that can only lead to one thing possibly, and that is another big one. Hopefully we don't see that. We've sent plenty of drivers to the infield care center. Everybody's been checked and released tonight. But who will come out on top of this one? Crosby doing a good job holding that yellow line. If you're that 33 car, you want to paint that yellow line. Make them go around you. That double line to the inside, well, that's out of bounds. You cannot be passed down there. So right now, where you want to be, I think, is right on that yellow line if you're the race leader.
We have 19 laps to go. The 33 of Crosby looking very solid in that Chevy Camaro. He does have a Ford Mustang on his back bumper. Cody Ober from ARC Racing in another Camaro, trying to keep those GM-backed machines at the front of the field. I'll tell you what, we'll be hard-pressed to see that 33 in victory lane and not be in that Camaro.
And here comes Milo with a good push by Seabrands. He is trying to get that outside line moving, and Marin right there as well behind Della Vecchia. So that outside line pretty stout. And not to mention, how about the 63 of Logan Helton? Him and JD Crow working very well together on the outside. They're going to make it 3 wide. 2 car tango down the backstretch, and they are headed to the front.
They are making that work. JD Crow, not too long ago, was 1 lap down, gets back on the lead lap, and now he has got a good dancing partner, the 63 of Logan Helton, as they are working that outside lane. Logan Helton cleanly to the front. They're not able to clear the 7 of Josh Milam just yet, but man, did they have a heck of a charge.
Milam went for the inside, or the middle lane to the inside right in front of Crosby. That left Seabrands left out to dry there, as they are still jostling positions 3 and wide. They're all over this racetrack. How are they making it possible? Here comes the run down the backstretch. Helton and Crow are going to touch bumpers once again down the backstretch, trying to make that 3rd line go. No one has jumped up there to help them quite yet.
Josh Milam in the 7, out in front with the 33 of Crosby on his back bumper. The 63 in the 2 still working that 3rd lane, as everyone's going to start peeling off for pit road. We're going to have 16 laps to go. These drivers just inside the fuel window. As contact at the back there. Randall Cobb in trouble, Hunter Reynolds in trouble, David Booth in trouble. These guys getting into a big kerfuffle on the pit road.
Not what you need to happen at this juncture in the race. Too little time to make up for a mistake like that, and a tough break for the 8 of Cody Ober, who is sitting sideways on pit road, finally into the box. He's going to lose the draft as they all work down the back stretch. Della Vecchia getting a good push by Marin, as that is going to be the bid for your race lead. Seabrands down low, followed by Mayer. Is the inside, that inside line going to peel off, leaving 4 cars out onto the racetrack.
Rick Seabrands in the 4 hits pit lane. Jim Mayer in the 95 right there with him as they begin to head down pit road. Joey D in the 052 and Sebastian Marin in the 23. Your 2 race leaders, but don't look now. Logan Helton and JD Crow getting in line with them as they are running that bottom lane. We got a few race cars rejoining the track here. These are the ones that got in trouble in that first group on the pit road.
Yeah, Randall Cobb picking up the stage 1 win, seeing the leaders go by him at this current moment. Logan, Elton, there, Marin, Della Vecchia, they're all going to peel off the racing surface this time. Look at Marin really charging pit road. Can he get it slowed down with Helton? It looks like they do. They're just a masterful driving by everybody coming to the pit road.
On the pit road cleanly. 40 of Peter DeBorgia and the 50 of Sean McCarrick. They look like they are not coming down pit lane. So they have elected to stay out, along with the 73 of Jared Forbes. Forbes scored as the race leader, but that race car is beat up. And he was last on pit road on lap 76.
He was definitely lapped there. He is in that with Randall Cobb and the number 8 of Cody Ober. So he is in the draft there, doing what he needs to do. Actually, not a bad play right now, KR. He's in the draft. The front of that car is moving, but being in the draft, not hurting him that bad. But Cody Ober able to pass both of those, so will he pull up behind the 8 of Ober? And just like that on cue, he will do so. Trying to stay in that draft, stay with him, but unable to do so. Cody Ober going to pull away from him as they run side by side. Definitely not what Forbes wanted to do. but heavy front end damage on that 73 is going to make him have to be in the draft behind someone to stay up to speed.
Yeah, and Randall Cobb in the 52 looks like he's got severe damage on the back bumper. He could not keep up with the 8 of Cody Ober as he pulled out as well. And so now it seems like our front 2 cars, well, I guess Randall Cobb isn't in the front. He's the last car on the lead lap. Jared Forbes in the 73. Going to try and run this thing out as far as he can. They are closing in on the 8 of Cody Ober. For our drivers who did make a pit stop, the 23 of Sebastian Marin finds himself out in front right now.
He finds himself front of the 052 of Della Vecchia. I tell you, Seabrands had a moment down the back stretch. I thought we were going to maybe have a big moment, but did not. And JD Crow gonna pop to the outside here on the front stretch in the turn number 1 to the outside line. He's hooked back up with the 63 of Logan Helton.
Sebastian Marin in the 23 has Joey Della Vecchia on his back bumper. Then the 95 of Jim Mayer, the 12 of Zach Fritsch, last week's race winner, 4th car on the inside line. Jared Forbes, check in on him. Cody Ober, Hunter Reynolds, Randall Cobb, Jared Forbes, and we're going to add Jeremy Funk to this group that includes our race leader. All these guys got a little bit of damage to them. They are running around very slowly compared to this lead pack, or what would be the lead pack, should they make their way around the 73 of Forbes.
Yeah, this pack here battling for the race win. 11 laps to go. I do not believe Forbes, DeBorgia, or McCarrick can make it the rest of the way on fuel. Now JD Crow gonna get stuck to the inside. Middle line into the second hole. Here comes DeVecchia. He'll move Marin to that middle line. And meanwhile, Helton gonna go from 4th to the race lead during that move. Now cuts back down in front of Sebastian Marin. He'll try the side draft off the DeVecchia. So these 12, 15 cars underneath the blanket 3-wide. One car going sideways through the grid. That's Anthony English going through the spin, through the grass. And no yellow flag as of yet with 10 laps to go. The tough break for Anthony English as he was the drivers there on the short end of that stick KR. Tough break for English.
Yeah, Anthony English, a single car spin, not going to bring out a caution here, especially when he got down below the racing surface. Tough break for him. He is going to need the help of a caution to get back into this. Peter DeBorgia in the 40 and Sean McCarrick in the 50. They are running 2nd and 3rd right now. They have not made their pit stops either. Joey D and Logan Helton technically fighting for 4th place right now, but we're down to 9 laps to go. These guys have enough fuel to make it to the end.
Oh, trouble. 2 cars down to the inside. Zach Fritz, one of them hard contact to the inside wall. We stay green. Looks like the 27 also was down there. Now the yellow flag will come out. That will be the saving grace for DeBorgia and McCarrick. His yellow flag comes out for the number 12 of Zach Fritz, who has crashed to the inside here in turn number 1.
Let's back this up and take another look and see what happened to the 12 of Zach Fritsch. As he was going through the grass, trying to slow it down. The 27 of Sean Stevens gets collected. Let's see if we can't figure out where Zach Fritsch went off track. 12 machine. Jim Mayer slices down across.
I was wondering how he got down pit road. That's what caught my eye on that accident to begin with. I saw Mayer on pit road. Oh, it looked like a bump draft gone wrong sent them, and that put the 12 into the grass as well, Cam.
So yellow flag coming out. Jared Forbes, Peter DeBorges, Sean McCarrick, all going to have to hit pit road. Not sure that this is going to do them any favors because everyone behind them had already made the final stop.
I thought maybe we'd see a few more takers on pit road just to top the car off, but once again, that's why I'm not on top of the pit box. You have what you have. Came in there on lap 86, right, KR? Pretty much you're done. They are folding up the pit stop area, and you're out there. You have what you have.
Yeah, you're pretty much done at that point. It's a sealed deal, if you will.
I like it.
So Joey Delavecchia, your race leader, but go ahead, Al.
I say it's been an entertaining race here tonight between the incidents and then the pit strategy and who's working with who or whom. But yeah, you're right. Delavecchia back up at the front, Marin back up the front, just where, well, right where they started the night. Pretty neat to see how that all works out.
It did work out pretty well for him. That is pretty good.
Our biggest mover though, KR, is the 82 at Dan Harrington. Started 39th, is in the 9th position.
He has gained quite a few spots in that 82 inside the top 10, and man, he's had a rough night too. I don't think anyone here is really going to get away from this race without a scratch.
No, and I am on board with that. But that means you're racing hard, and that's what these guys do here in the OP Racing Premier Series. They are the best super speedway racers on the service, and they are showing why here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway. I don't think we're done yet. I think we're in for a wild 3-wide finish at the line.
I would venture a guess to say yes. Yes, we are. Gonna have 5 laps to go when the green flag comes back out. We will use 2 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need them.
Your airplane landed on the back stretch.
Thank goodness. That thing goes. That is the busiest airport I ever seen.
Well, I mean, who doesn't want to come to Daytona?
I'm not too interested in it.
No?
No.
Too warm for you?
A little bit.
Well, you're up there in the frozen tundra.
Yes.
See? You could race year-round down.
Yeah, but not Daytona. Not interested in Daytona.
All right.
I'll go to the track. I'll go to the race. Someone gives me tickets, buys me a plane ticket. You know.
Well, last time you had plane tickets to go somewhere, we won't go there.
Yeah, we won't. Oops. Sorry. That was, guys, the Rona. That's my fault. My bad.
Yeah. Hey, pace car, down and away. We're going back green flag racing. 5 laps to go. Delavecchia, Marin on the front row.
Good start for both cars as they stay door to door, real nice and even. And that is the 23 of Sebastian Marin and the 052 of Joey Delavecchia. Those guys are teammates from Team Bootnaka. They're doing a great job here tonight as they both qualified on the front row. And once again, with 5 laps to go, they have found their way to the front of this field.
They do a masterful job working with each other, taking turns, leading and pushing. Everybody doing a great job. And right now, Delavecchia showing the way in even roads of 2. The cars all over the racetrack, moving around a lot off turn number 4. Delavecchia is going to be the first one to the track. 4 laps to go.
JD Crow and the 2 teammates to Joey Delavecchia and Sebastian Marin. They are being split up right now by the 7 of Josh Milam from Fuel Sim Racing. And I'll tell you, Joey D trying to make that car as fast as he possibly can. Oh, trouble on the backstretch. Jim Mayer goes around. We do not have a yellow flag yet. The 95 of Jim Mayer, the 35 of Doug Rice, and the 071 of Eric Laurie, all involved in this one. Down below the racing line, the yellow flag not coming out just yet.
And a race official saying the action scene is clear. We will stay green with 3 laps to go. Who is going to cross the magic rainbow to find the pot of gold here tonight in the St. Paddy's Day pot of gold 250? Delavecchia to the inside there and trying to get his first win of the season here tonight. He's working the outside with Logan Helton in that 63 car. JD Crow also there. And how about the 53 of Dave Hunt, that Nationwide car? He was up front earlier, got caught up in a wreck. Now finds himself fighting for this race win.
Down on the inside is the 0-5-2-1 hard shot. That's the 53 of Dave Hunt. He's going to try and blend back in, and I don't know if that's going to work. It does not. Zach Fritsch turned into a spaceship as he Austin Dilloned it into the wall.
Not good.
Caution flag coming out.
Oh, the 47 of Richard Kuhn having a great night as well. Involved in this one.
Taking a look at the 12 of Zach Fritsch as he went up into the sky. Dave Hunt got shuffled out of position with a little bit of net code, tries to blend back in but catches the grass, makes contact with the 46 of David Overstreet. Richard Kuhn, Doug Rice, and the 35 was just trying to limp it home down on the bottom. Dave Hunt in the 53 able to keep going. Take one more look at this from the nose of the 53. He gets a little bit of contact there. Tries to bring it back. Catches the grass, and I think that set him up just a little bit. Once again, a lot of race cars involved in a caution. So we go into our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Joe Delavecchia, your race leader, and that caution came out. Sebastian Marin in a second. Josh Milam in the 7, third. Logan Helton, 4th, and rounding out your top 5 is JD Crow.
There's a question for you, KR, since I saw the rookie stripes on.
Okay.
What is the least amount of races someone has won here in the OP Racing Premier Series? Do you know that?
No, I don't. I would say 1.
I would say. I was just wondering because this is Sebastian Marin's 4th race with the Monday Night Premier Series.
Well, back in season 1, opening night, race won by Aspen Belvin. Or I'm sorry, who won that opening race? They did it on race 1, so yeah.
All right.
I forget who that was. Aspen Belvin was our season champion.
It was Mr. Derek Conley.
Derek Conley picked up the win.
That was back June 4th, 2018.
Coming up on a 5-year anniversary.
Our time goes by a little too quick sometimes.
And it has. This is season 8. Somehow these guys have kept me around for 7 seasons. I requested season 5 off, mixed it up with them a little bit. But OP Racing been around for a long time. Back in 2018, Derek Conley joining us in the YouTube chat.
Yep.
Picked up race win 1 and 2, and it is year 4, and yes, math is hard, so thank you, Derek.
It was doing the quick math, Derek.
Always gotta do the quick math, Derek. Don't do good math, do quick math.
You were trying to do good math there, KR.
No, I never tried to do good math.
Well, you were trying. I could see the smoke coming from your side of the booth. Well, there we go. We have our stat.
There we go.
I think Liberty Fires is fired.
No, we can't fire someone we haven't even hired.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, ask questions. And Derek is the answer. I like it. I don't like that number 28 Ford is not on the racetrack anymore. Tough break for Derek here tonight at the Daytona International Speedway. But there's a chance that one of each manufacturer could win this in overtime. There is one of each in the top 3.
Well, there you go. The Toyota on the outside of the front row. There's Camaro on the inside. And the Ford down somewhere. So, a lot of cars in trouble. 25 cars are still on the lead lap right now. Last car on the lead lap is the 04 of Mark Mann. He is closing up on this group, trying to get back in line. There are on track about 28 cars. We started 39 tonight. Attrition rearing its head, but with 3 now make it 2 laps to go. Our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Here we go. Joey Delavecchia, the 23 of Sebastian Marin, teammates on the front row. Can they keep things in check? And one of them come away with the race win. Logan Helton in the 63 has his teammate Rick Seabrands on his back bumper. They might be able to do something.
How long do they stay in line here? Down the backstretch, Delavecchia showing the way over Milam. Then it is Marin and Crow. That is how they work. Marin on the outside, and that 23 trying to go to victory lane for the first time. Delavecchia trying to go to victory lane for the first time this season. Milam down to the inside. Now JD Crow's going to pull up in front of Milam. Down out of turn number 4. The white silk will fly. 1 lap to go.
Teammates hook up down on the bottom line as the white flag is out. Contact. JD Crow makes contact with Sebastian Marin and Jeff Crosby. More contact behind them. That is leaving Joey Delavecchia and the 23 of Sebastian Marin through 1 and 2. Logan Helton going to abandon the 7 of Josh Milam down the backstretch. That's a 3-car versus 1-car situation. More cars scattering down the backstretch. Everyone getting out of shape as they are trying to bring this one home.
In the turn, number 3 and 4, Marin up to the back bumper, Delavecchia. He's got Helton pushing on the backside. He's got Milam to his outside. Milam with a run on the outside by himself. But at the line, it's going to be Delavecchia picking up the win. But Marin will come home second, Milam third. Fourth is going to go to Logan Helton, rounding out your top 5 unofficially is number 4 of Rick Seabrands, and that will end the pot of gold. 250 here tonight, and Delavecchia gonna pick up the win. I thought Marin might have tried to make a move but stuck it in line, KR, and that will end what has been a fantastic race here tonight with Joe Delavecchia picking up his first win of the season.
That he has, and let's run through the race results real quick as they come down on the front stretch to start celebrating. Joey D Your race winner, Sebastian Marin, bringing it home second. Third, Josh Milam. Logan Helton fourth. And rounding out your top 5 is the 4, Rick Sebrands. Sixth place goes to Daniel Holloway. Jeff Crosby 7th. 8th is Hunter Reynolds. 9th is Peter DeBorgia. 10th, Les Levy. Jared Forbes 11th. 12th goes to Dave Hunt. Sean Stevens 13th. Randall Cobb 14th. 15th place goes to Anthony English. Cody Eldridge 16th. 17th is Sean McCarrick. Jeremy Funk in 18th. 19th place going to go to Dan Harrington. And Andy Brigante finishing in 20th.
21st will go here once I get everything where I can see it here. KR, sorry about that. 21st is going to go, well, that will be to the car number 04, Mark Mann. Richard Kuhn will come home 22nd. Cody Ober 23rd. David Overstreet 24th, and last car in lead lap, the number 2 of JD Crow. David Booth will come home 26th. 27th will go to Eric Laurie. Jimmy Reynolds will come home 28th. 29th, Jim Mayer. 30th, Gabe Butler. Zach Fritz, 31st. Doug Rice, Derek Conley, Zach Workman, Alex Green, Travis Elliott, Dustin Barber, and Bob Lacavaria will round out your 38 car field. 39th will go to Tyler Miller. And I believe, KR, are we headed into our post-race show here tonight?
That we are, and we have caught up with our race winner, and that is none other than the 052, the High Times driver, Joey D. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Man, I'll tell you what, I'm doing fantastic. Nice job out there tonight. You pick up your first win of the season here in your 4th race with OP Racing.
Yep. That was a great job by my teammates, JD and Seabass. They're the ones who helped me go across the line first.
Well, man, it was looking like a heck of a drag race down to the end of it. And looked like Sebastian Marin decided at the last second just to stay with you the whole way through.
Yep. He did the teammate thing and got up behind me and pushed me through. It was a really fun finish.
Well, nice job out there, man. Any thing that stood out for you here tonight that you'd like to talk about? Good teamwork, something like that?
The teamwork was great in the chat. Guys owned up for the responsibility for Rex, which was really cool. And just, had a good time.
All right, man. Well, nice job. Before we let you go, final shout outs, thank yous for this outstanding run you had here tonight.
I'd like to give a shout out to you guys, obviously, for putting on a good show. My teammates, and I'd like to give a little special shout out to SSK, Jimmy Crow. He's the one who's been helping me from about 3 years now. We started talking. He introduced me to everybody, got me into here. So thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations, Joey D. Go celebrate that race win here tonight.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there you have it, Al, and that's coming from our first place winner, but I believe you've caught up with our second place driver, and that is none other than Sebastian Marin.
Yeah, Sebastian Marin down here on pit road and tying his best finish of the season, coming home second. And Sebastian, having an up and down night here tonight. Talk us through this race. It seemed like a wild one from up here in the booth.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild one. It started out up front and obviously got a little bit of damage on that first caution, and kind of set me back a little bit. And I took time to repair it, which put me in the pack. And then another wreck happened, and I got a lot more damage. And I was barely able to keep up with the pack, but I didn't want to use my fast repair, so I was kind of in conservation mode for basically, say, half of the race. And there at the end, got involved in another wreck, which eventually was going to kill my motor, so I had to take my fast. And from that point onward, it was basically try and get to the lead and stay up there. And that's what we did. I found my teammate. I saw that a lot of cars behind us got involved in last lap shenanigans or wrecks, etc. And I decided to stay with my teammate and secure a 1-2 for our team.
So you're going to come home with that 1-2 finish here. Not a bad overall night. It's been an up and down season. Next week, we head to the iRacing Superspeedway. And we saw you were quick there at the opening round. Didn't quite get the finish that you wanted to. What's the outlook headed into next week?
Very, very confident. I think I'm one of the few drivers that really likes racing around that joint. I like how you have to race, the speed, calculated, the difficulty of the corners to not slide up, where the runs are coming. I mean, you could be 6 wide coming to the checkered. So it's a great, fun track, and I can't wait for next week.
Well, it sounds like a good one. We'll see you there next week. But before we let you go, who makes it all possible behind the scenes here to get this 23 onto the podium here tonight?
Oh, my teammates, JD, Joe, Kevin, who unfortunately couldn't be here because of work. I want to thank them. And I want to thank you for putting on this broadcast. It's always nice to go back and rewatch the race. It's a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations on that second place. We'll see you in 1 week's time down at the iRacing Superspeedway. That's Sebastian Marin, your number 2 finisher here tonight, KR. And I believe you have caught up with our third place finisher, the driver of that Ford Mustang number 7.
Yeah, that is none other than Josh Milam in the 7 machine, bringing it home third here tonight. Picked up a stage win and a third place finish. Josh, good points haul for you here tonight.
Yeah, how's it going, KR?
It's going good.
Good to hear, man. I guess I can say the same for myself, huh?
Well, that 7 has not had the best of luck so far this season. Well down the points running order, if you will, but a great night here to help boost that up for you.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Finished the first race. Maybe got 30 laps in the past 2 races. Managed to finish this one. I think got first place stage points on 1 and got a great finish tonight. So tonight was much needed. And it'll bump me from about P40th in points to somewhere midfield, I would say.
Well, solid effort for you here tonight in a rough and tumble kind of race, but the 7 able to weather those storms for the most part, as that car does look pretty good.
Yep, like I've always said, man, if I can have a good car there at the end, I'll be there trying to weasel my way for a win. And I was there, I just didn't have anybody behind me. So,
well, Josh, the 7 machine was constantly running up front. Another top 5 finish for you. Several races left to go. You think you're going to hit victory lane at iRacing Superspeedway next week?
That's a good chance if you can survive to the end. I've got a couple wins there as well, so there's always a possibility. I think as long as I got some teammates there at the end with me, then I'll have a good as chance as anybody else there. So give it a big time shot.
All right, man. Well, nice job. Any final shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give here tonight?
Yep. Shout out to the FSR guys out here. Come out and race. The fans who's watching. You guys in the booth. All the drivers that are racing. Shout out to my parents. They actually watched. My mom, my dad, and my sister. They were all texting me and watching as I raced tonight. Big appreciate them. And to Eric and Christina watching tonight.
All right, there you go, Josh. Once again, congratulations on third place here tonight.
All right, thanks, KR.
All right, well, there you have it, Al, our podium finishing drivers. And man, this one done and over with, and we get ready for iRacing Superspeedway next week.
Yeah, make sure you bring your Hans device there. 250 plus miles an hour, unrestricted Superspeedway racing action. I am looking forward to that one. Will be my second trip down to that racetrack. So I'll try to behave next week.
All right, well, while you try to behave, I'll try and cause chaos and mayhem. So anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining us here tonight. As always, thank you to all the fans on YouTube chat, keeping us all entertained. And Al, I don't know about you, but I'm already set and hyped for next Monday night. It's So guys, until we see you then, everyone stay safe. Y'all have a good night.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.